My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And we're also giving away $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets, signs up with one of our 5 betting partners, and makes a deposit, will get $50 from us. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. And this is brought to you by EarnU.io. EarnU.io is the world's first sports and esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check it out now at EarnU.io. Next up, at UFC Vegas 52, we have Aoriqileng taking on Cameron Elsay. Aoriqileng is 20-11 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, riding a 2-fight skid. Cameron Elsay 10-5 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, and he's coming back after a year-and-a-half layoff. Aoriqileng Yori is a well-rounded guy with incredible pressure and pace. He can fight a technical fight or brawl to the bell. He uses striking to set up takedowns, and he was able to take down Jeff Molina 3 times in that fight, but he was taken down 5 times by Cody Durden in a fight where he was winning the striking exchanges. He has solid footwork, solid movement, and a very sturdy chin. Cameron Elsay lost to Kyler Phillips in his UFC debut about a year-and-a-half ago, but that was just a short-notice fight, and he was full-blown quarantined leading up to that. He is a striker with very real power. He has all the stoppage wins and is a mixed bag between submissions and knockouts. He's fun to watch because he's looking for knockouts on his feet and submissions on the ground. But if he can't find the finish, he falls behind because he doesn't set himself up to win the minutes, meaning he'll chase a knockout and he'll end up getting taken down, or he'll chase a submission and then he'll lose position and end up on bottom. So Cameron Elsay is a very talented guy, a very well-rounded guy, but he does need a touch more discipline. And this should be a really fun fight. 2 guys looking for their first UFC win. The odds makers love Aoriqileng as almost a 3-1 favorite. Not quite, but almost there. I do think there's a lot of recency bias here, though, based off Cameron's loss to Kyler Phillips. But if you factor in the short notice and the quarantine, I think it's a much closer fight. Aoriqileng's a more technical striker, but Elsay has very real power. Aoriqileng has the better takedowns, but Elsay is definitely the submission threat. So this is one of those fights where one guy is the better fighter and the other guy is the more dangerous fighter. I think this is razor thin. I think these odds are wide. You know, I've got a very slight lean towards Elsay here, but the long layoff does have me a bit worried. This is another one. Jacob's going to hate it. I am going to watch the scales and see. So Aoriqileng's probably the safe pick.
You know, this is bantamweight now. It's not flyweight.
They moved it?
Yeah, it changed on Tapology, and on UFC it's listed as bantamweight as well.
Okay, yeah. So I wonder, either Tapology was
it was 125 on Tapology originally, because I rechecked it today. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying either Tapology was incorrect as they were last week, or something happened and these two.
Well, Aoriqileng is a flyweight. That's why I was interested in that too. Because when I saw 125, I was like, "There's no way in hell that Cameron is making one. There is no way." I was even looking at his Instagram like this afternoon. I'm like, "There's no way in hell." He's like, "Just starting my weight cut." The dude looks like he's 160 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's a bantamweight. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to do some research. You just told me that right now, so I will have to do some research to see why that was changed. Maybe one of them was struggling with the weight cut, so they asked for that, so that's a factor. But I do think this fight is closer to 50-50. I think Cameron Elsay is a pretty dangerous guy. Aoriqileng, can be dangerous at times, the better fighter, but tiny slight lean towards Elsay here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I think the odds should be this wide, but I'm actually surprised that the bookies see the odds this wide because Cameron is a dangerous fighter, and Aoriqileng coming off those 2 losses or whatever. That Molina fight, he had Molina hurt. Even at the very end, so he got dropped at the very end of that second round. In a round that he was probably going to be winning. I think he won the first round, so he's actually on his way to win that fight. Probably lost the round because of that, and then the third round was getting the shit beat out of him, and then almost finished Molina like in the last 15 seconds. This guy has never been knocked out, and you can tell why, right? He can take a shot, come back, and still give shots in the late third round. Even the guy didn't get tired. I love his pressure. I love his wrestling ability. He does have good level changes, and if I'm him in this matchup, First round, I go wrestle heavy because, as you mentioned, Cameron is kind of a first round or bust guy. Shoot that double, get him on his back, ride out that first round, and then do what you do in the striking in the second and third round. That's how I would approach this fight. Also, here's your deep dive. Here's your research, Angelo. Aoriqileng fought Kai France to a decision, lost to him, but it was a decision way back in the day. And Cameron beat Patty the Batty. I can't believe you didn't see that in the research.
Because it's a non.
I saw.
I did see it. It's just a non-factor.
Yeah,
that guy's so
yeah,
hittable.
Patty the Batty's the guy that's just like the UFC darling. This guy submitted Patty the Batty
years ago.
All right, he still beat him. Beat him. Anyway, you know, I see the odds are. I think they should be this wide. A 2-to-1 favorite makes sense to me. Aoriqileng, a guy that has never been knocked out, and has finishing power in his own right. It could be a back and forth fight. It could be a decision, but I'm going Aoriqileng all the way.
Yeah, I mean, we're split here, and Aoriqileng's definitely the safer pick. I mentioned this in my quick picks. This weigh-in, more so than any weigh-in I can think of, I actually will be paying close attention because there's a few fights here where I care very much about the weigh-in, and I want to see what these fighters look like. Some long layoffs. This card is loaded with people coming off a year up to 3-year layoffs. Almost every fight has somebody coming off a long layoff. So
yeah, and I mentioned that he hasn't been knocked out. Aoriqileng, if he's been fighting at flyweight, if he comes up to bantamweight, that's a little bit different power. Those shots are a little bit heavy, especially Cameron. He is a big bantamweight. So yeah, that weight cut should, or the non-weight cut even for Aoriqileng could make a difference.
Yeah, so I'm on the Cameron Elsay side, but again, I will be watching the weigh-ins, and make sure you come back Friday, or maybe you're watching this on Friday or Saturday at this point, but we will do, when we do the DraftKings video and a few of the other videos, we'll give you updates as to what happened at the weigh-ins. And if you want to update your bank account, horrible transition, I'll give you $50 if you go to wewantpicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners, make a deposit, let me know, I send you $50.